This is for Venetia. It says, I was wondering what the Torah Tanakh has to say about heaven in regards to non-Jews. Now, I'm not Jewish. I was born and raised Catholic until I apostatized. But I've noticed that Judaism in regards to faith is very different in regards to both Christianity and Islam. Both place faith as a great priority over actions, whereas Judaism works on the opposite side of the spectrum and places actions on a great priority of faith. I knew that about Christianity. I did not know about Islam. I thought Islam was also very big on actions, but I'm definitely not an expert, and I will take your word for it. So in essence, does it mean that anyone, no matter what they are, whether they be Christian, Jew, Muslim, Buddhist, Taoist, Hindu, etc., can get into heaven or the paradise as long as he or she remains a generally good person? Yeah, it does for sure. Jews believe that the righteous Gentiles have a share in the world to come. There was a famous Roman emperor who would ask the leader of the Jewish people of his generation, which was Rebbe. His name was Yehuda Nasi, the compiler of the Mishnah. And he said, "Do I have a share in the world to come?" He came from Edom, Edom was a very low nation, and he said, "Sure. If first of all, he was very nice to Rebbe and to the Jewish people, and he said, for sure, this gets you, this will stand in your merit." But Jews believe that it's pretty much what you've said, that as long as you're, there are seven commandments given to the sons of Noah, which we believe all mankind has to adhere to. But generally, you find that it is going on. It's belief in God, not to blasphemy, not to murder, not to establish courts of justice, not to have illicit sexual relations, not to tear limbs off living animals. It's things that are generally going on. But if you're a good person, yeah, you're a good person. It's the action that counts. There is a focus on belief in God. There is that, but you're right. Judaism is really about action. It's about, for men, putting on phylacteries, praying, giving charity, loving your neighbor. It's about doing positive, adding positive things to the world, and trying to avoid negative things as much as possible. So you're right about that, and absolutely, the righteous Gentile has a good share in the world to come, and the ultimate Jewish belief and hope, and is this hope for the messianic redemption, which Jews, the saddest thing about it is it was never about the Jewish people. I mean, we're like probably one of the smallest nations, numbering 14 million out of 6.3 billion. It's really a global redemption where we don't have war and we don't have economic disparity, and we're living in unity and in harmony. And this is obviously we're just one tiny nation, but this is for the entirety of the world and for the whole planet. This is what we pray for, and this is what we strive for, and this is what we try to engender in our daily lives through our actions, through our speech, and through our even through our thoughts, by remaining optimistic, remaining positive, and praying for the best possible physical outcome at all times, that mankind should get along with each other. There's a bunch of prophecies that the Rambam says should be understood as metaphors, like the lion dwelling peacefully with the lamb. He says that it's simply that the non-Jewish nations won't fight anymore, the Jews, and generally, he says that a more literal prophecy was often quoted by the rabbis, that nations will beat in their swords into plowshares. And in 1991, the Rebbe pointed out that the UN had at one almost in the same span, they decided they're going to cut down on their nuclear arms race, which is one of the most absurd episodes in the history of creation, that there actually was a nuclear arms race, like who could destroy the planet quicker. And instead they're going to allocate food and different things to Africa and nations that needed it, that continent, and also different countries that needed it. And he said this was clearly the fulfillment of that prophecy that we were seeing, that they were at one time, this was back in the early 90s, they were geared towards this realization that mankind was put here to coexist peacefully and harmoniously, and with a sense of true brotherhood within mankind. And this has been the Jewish hope since the dawn of time, since Abraham realized that there was one God and we're all subservient to him eventually, and he passed it on to Isaac and Jacob. And this is why, with all due respect, that the Jews weren't really moved when someone came and claimed to be the Messiah, because for them that would mean globally there would be world peace, and globally there wouldn't be anyone lacking, every man under his fig tree, every man under his vine. Everyone would realize this, and if it was only one little sect of people who thought the Messiah had come, what good was it for the rest of humanity? with all due respect. So the Jews are still waiting for this time on earth when literally no one will deny that this is the best time to be alive, and this is um, the most cooperative humans have been. This is the most peaceful they've been. This is the most harmonious they have been. And may it be speedily in our days. All the tools are in place, and it's simply a matter of time. And for sure, the non-Jews will be there with us, enjoying this time of cooperation between mankind. May it last. May it dawn upon us speedily, and but properly. And sometimes if it happens too quickly, it's not good. But properly, and may it last forever and ever. Thank you so much.